Welcome back to Late Nights. I'm your host with the most, Anthony, reporting live from almost my family vacation. It feels kind of like an escape room, except there's like no clues and no snacks and absolutely zero hope. Remember when vlogging took over in the early 2000s? Suddenly everybody was a filmmaker. It's pretty cool what tech has done over the last couple of years. Now we call it Get Ready With Me. Same content, different title, and you can't forget the affiliate link in everybody's bios anymore, trying to sell you something, commercializing everything that we do. I'm in California this week, so naturally, I wanted to make a blog. Can you blame me? Coming to you live from my vlog. Follow me as I go to California in my latest vlog. Look at me here in, you guessed it, California, on my vlog. In your early 20s, I think you should travel everywhere, experience as much as you can. And one of my favorite places in my early 20s and still is Joshua Tree, California. It's the only place where running into someone high on mushrooms feels sort of like a networking opportunity. Don't judge me. It's freeing. The air feels different. You can taste color. Wait a second. It's just the shrooms. They say we accept the love that we think we deserve, which explains a lot about my dating history and my fantasy football league. But that's the beauty of the chosen family. Sometimes the people you pick are way better, and sometimes all the time, than the biology that was given to you on a discount. Shout out to the boys who feel more like brothers. I can count all of my favorite people on one hand. Those once-in-a-lifetime relationships. They become your kids' auntie and uncles. It's amazing to have your people, our people. Now let's talk about other relationships that are at front of mind. And specifically, the people that are now having relationships with AI? AI? People are falling in love with bots. What is going on? Falling in love is the last socially acceptable form of insanity. Do you agree? And now, thanks to ChatGPT and one too many lonely Tuesdays, you can fall in love with someone who never forgets your birthday. That's pretty exciting. And we'll always agree with you that, yeah, your ex was the problem. This is basically her if Joaquin Phoenix worked at Geek Squad and Scarlett Johansson was replaced by Siri after a couple White Claws. Nothing wrong with that. We're all just having fun. Nothing wrong with that at all. Meanwhile, protests are still breaking out across the country. There's craziness. There's a mutiny going on. And we need to throw on our cerebral hard hats. Seriously, because real change only happens when we push back loudly and stubbornly. You have to forge a path forward. It's necessary of you and all of us. Even Amanda Bynes got out there recently. If I know I ain't what I once was, honey, but I'm better than I used to be, we're a person. Sorry, Amanda. Just what the fuck? Shout out to Raven Simone, another one of our favorite Disney characters. She just aired out some Disney Channel laundry in a late podcast. Handed it out classy, but she did mention Orlando Brown, one of her co-stars. She also ended with, I won the residuals. I won the residuals. Pretty iconic closer for a podcast. New motto. When your boss pretends to deny your PTO, just look at them dead in the eyes. Remember, you own the residuals. And tell him that. Just be ready to be sent home afterwards. That rule goes for everybody. But I'm happy that at least one of our Disney characters made it out alive. With their sanity and a bag, of course. Can't forget the bag. Now, maybe the world's not what it once was or it used to be. Kids don't play outside anymore, and phones are turning into anxiety machines. Some of us are on vacations that we didn't remember agreeing to in the first place. Some booking vacations we can't afford. YOLO. Money always comes back, but time doesn't. Get out there. It kills me to think this is our home, and we're just slowly destroying it with protests and all of this madness. We destroy ourselves with war, with division, anxiety, things that are challenging and hard to overcome. And this is coming from a half baked, half green, Z list celebrity, but you can have all of the money in the world, but without making your environment reflect your reality, what's it all mean? I always felt like rather than being a product of my environment, I should, and it would behoove me not to, make my environment a product of me. It's not too self centered. I want to control the narrative. I want to own my life, main character energy. I was raised to be strong, and I'm grateful for that. I had an upbringing that taught me how to be independent. And again, it was challenging, but I learned I had to build the world I wanted to live in, not without hard work and some strong moral values, but always with a vision. I think a lot of people relate to that. We've all got a story that's unique to us. It's a common kind of uniqueness, but believe there are good things happening because of good people trying to make a small impact in this big world. And since this episode lands on Father's Day being today, like so many of you, my dad is no longer here, and he's been gone for a few years now. And that's not such a bad thing. It's just that's the reality of life. It doesn't hurt the same as it did the day I heard the news, but it still hurts. And they say we fear losing a loved one, that people will forget them. And I think that's beautiful because we have an opportunity to keep them alive in the smallest of ways. The jokes, the phrases, the you sound just like him moments. It's amazing. And honestly, knowing my dad, he's probably somewhere busting someone's balls over nothing, which I admit is exactly how I do it. I know that's not so correct, but it's the truth. It's a crazy world. But let's leave this with like maybe a little Ted Lasso spin for you. Get you primed for the week. Believe in people and second chances and making something beautiful out of chaos. Because change is necessary. It's indicative of us to play our part. Be kind, pass the ball, celebrate the wins. And remember, not even an algorithm can replace the people who show up for you. Being present is a big deal. Those same people don't keep score, they just show up. That's our show. I'm Anthony, and thank you so much for watching and being here with me at late nights.